We cannot let this decision be the last word. I want to emphasize, we cannot let this decision be the last word. I've always believed that the promise of America is big enough for everyone to succeed, and that every generation of Americans, we have benefited by opening the doors of opportunity just a little bit wider to include those who've been left behind.
Under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back!
What do we do?
Stand up, fight back!
The text of the Civil Rights Act, Title VI, specifically says that race and ethnicity must not be a factor in educational endeavors. It's quite simple, and the court has recognized that it is quite simple. There cannot be a carve-out for what is now called, basically skin color diversity. When we talk about diversity, we're not talking about individualized characteristics of individual students. We're talking about how they look. And what the diversity movement really fails to understand is that how a student looks doesn't tell us anything about who that student is, what's important to that student, the various qualifications and interests, likes and dislikes.
But it sort of brushes to the side as a sea of hypotheticals, the dissent's statements about how far this ruling could potentially reach. It seems to say, look, it reaches Lori Smith and it reaches expressive conduct, but these are difficult things that can be worked out in other contexts. So we don't come out of this majority opinion with any clear guidance.
Corporations, when it comes to corporate greed in our country, but when it comes to helping working class people,
refugees from around the world, and what I know is that higher education in America at a degree right now 45.
There you go, Ms. Secretary. So let me be clear. For Republicans in Congress, it's not about reducing the deficit. It's not about fairness in forgiving loans. It's only about forgiving loans they have to pay. Today, the Supreme Court sided with them. I believe the court's decision to strike down my student debt relief program as a mistake was wrong.
With Americans fighting